Okay, we have a target. There is a target in front of the men in blue that are wearing white. What happened, sir? It is on.
Maybe try putting it on and off again. Sometimes it happens.
Shane, please.
Oh, never mind. I'll get to that later. But yes, we do have a target in place. 79 runs is what India need to level the series, and not just that, get a first win at Cape Town. It's never happened prior. 6 matches, you've drawn two and lost 4. So that's just how things have been when it comes to Cape Town. Not a very good record for India, but that may very well change. 79 runs. Thanks in no small part, by the way, South Africa would have to thank an Aiden Markram. I think probably one of his best test knock. Fine test knock, very challenging conditions. Yes, got a life. KL Rahul dropped him in 73. But after that, he took that chance, got that 100 right on cue.
Yeah.
Took Prasidh for 20 in 1 over.
The subsequent over after he was dropped.
Correct. Thereafter, I think once he departed, once you got rid of him, it was only a matter of time. Luckily for us, 4 minutes before lunch, the session is wound up, the innings is wound up. Now 79 runs. That's all that's standing between India and a first win at Cape Town.
Question to Harshit: what is the target in Hindi?
79.
79. Not unat.
Not unat.
Unastar.
Unastar.
69.
When did this happen? 69?
He thought 69. Do you Unastar.
79.
It's not the first time his Hindi's made me laugh. It's quite alright.
It's happened before in this.
Khel Jagat. His words, not mine.
Khel Jagat is correct.
A sports word. That's correct, but the way he used it was kind of funny. So, Khel Jagat.
Khel Jagat is correct. That is correct.
It's correct.
News from the world of sports.
Yeah.
79 is the target.
target.
79 that India would be asked to chase. Okay, let's go through the Indian inning, and I think we'll get to Aiden Markram. He played very well. I think we'll spend time talking about his 100. But before that, Rohit Sharma, I mean, I think he erred there. He made a mistake. The one bowler who had dismissed Aiden Markram in both the innings of the previous test match is the guy that you would want. And you knew, I mean, again, when the day's play was starting and I was, sitting at home with my father-in-law, and anyone would say that Markram's the guy. So, when you discuss when the day's play is starting, would you say what is going to happen? And everyone, and I'm sure everyone who's watching us now would have said, it will all depend on Markram now. You get Markram, there's a good chance India winning this test match. If Markram gets a big one, it will be all to play for. That would have been the common consensus if we had spoken to 10 people ahead of day 2 starting. So when everyone knew that, and also see the way Bumrah started. So you put your premier bowler, who still is Jasprit Bumrah, despite Siraj doing that 6 wicket haul in the first test match. Your number 1 bowler is Jasprit Bumrah. You give him a new ball, perfect decision. From the second ball onwards, he was in the thick of action. That second ball is a top edge, goes for 4. Very well could have been a wicket. And that over itself, he gets his Bellingham, in the first over itself. So Jasprit Bumrah you start with. So as soon as you've seen that he is being so effective, that now we're going to get wickets. From the other end, taking nothing away from Mukesh, he's bowled very well. But you have to be, looking at the experience of a bowler, what he can do. Mukesh, still a few clicks, short on pace compared to a Siraj, not as successful as Siraj. Siraj, you've already seen Mukesh playing his first test match in South Africa. Siraj already you've seen in that first inning do what he's done. Also has a experience of that previous test match. Why wouldn't you start? And earlier I thought actually maybe he was injured. Sometime because of an injury, and you don't get to know, and it's later. But he was on the field. And then he came in to bowl. And he was bowling, just as he was. So there was no discomfort as such. There was no injury as such. He's coming off a rest of a day. It's not even a sessions break. He slept overnight, had his, recovery sessions, everything fresh. And I'm sure Siraj would have wanted the ball, but you go with Mukesh, and even then he comes in pretty late, according to me. And see what happens. As soon as he comes, in his second over, he bowled 5 on day 1, and then on day 2, in his second over that he's bowling, effectively the 10th ball of the day, guess who's out? Aiden Markram. If India were to lose this test match by 2015,
third time.
Yeah, if India were to lose this test match, I know everyone's going to talk about KL Rahul's drop catch, but I think even this was a blunder. We could have very well gotten Aiden Markram for us 50, 60 something.
Yeah, I mean, why was your first change then not Siraj? You brought on Prasidh, who Markram, by the way, saw for what he was. The target bowler. That bowler to get your release of 2 sixes, 2 fours, 20 runs gone. That's your difference. I mean, take away that 1 over, or taking maybe 2-3 runs.
Just go to commentary. I think they got Siraj before, or did
No. I think Siraj had come on.
I think he had come.
Yeah,
he had.
I think we can cross check that.
Yeah, I think he had bowled an over.
That was the 28th over.
Just go down to 28th.
So he did bowl, but even if he had, it's just a margin of an over or 2, right? Doesn't really change much.
There you see.
So Prasidh comes 28th, go down.
29, so 28 you see.
Bumrah.
Go down.
Slow down, it's Bumrah only.
No, go down. I remember Siraj.
Once.
I told you. Siraj came before.
27th.
Yeah. Siraj came before him, but as I said,
then you gave him a break for no reason. You had Bumrah, then you brought on Prasidh to bowl 2 overs which were hopelessly ineffective. So, I don't know. Makes no sense.
I think this will go down as
a tactical blunder.
Yeah, it has. And you could see it then from the frustration of when Markram does get out, Rohit Sharma takes the catch and then throws it. You could interpret it in 2 different ways. One, that relief that, finally the thorn in our flesh is gone. Or you look at it this way, that he realizes, damn it.
What did I do?
30 runs too late.
Yeah, why did I not get him in earlier? Should have. I don't know.
It's perplexing as to why you would do that. You restart the day with the 2 best bowlers that you have, and that clearly, you don't have to be a genius to know who the 2 best bowlers on day 1 were for India. If there was Bumrah for one end, who was really, tightening the grip around the match for India, really putting in that pressure, hardly a loosener from him. He was doing everything right. He wasn't getting rewarded immediately, but then as he grew into the spell, consistently getting rewarded. At the other end, you had to have Siraj over there. There is actually, there wasn't any overhead condition, let's say, in support of a Mukesh, who we know if the overhead conditions were to suit, let's say, a swing bowler, then you could have had him. But there was nothing like that. It was sunny. It was just where you sort of left off yesterday, or the kind of conditions that you saw yesterday. And after having seen what happened yesterday, it had to be just Siraj from the other end. There is absolutely no way you can explain that.
And sometimes when you criticize something, and we've often done it here, I try and look at the other logic as to why someone would make a decision like that, right? But I'm failing to find one for Siraj. Sometimes it can be that he's tired, but as I said, that day's break has happened. Nothing to suggest that condition are better for Mukesh, not Siraj. Nothing at all tells me that there was an argument to be made for having Mukesh ahead of Siraj. Nothing at all suggests, which is why it's baffling that you do that. Anyway, that's done. He got 106. Again, we'll get to his 100 before that. That drop catch comes at 70 odd.
73.
KL Rahul, what do you make of it?
Surprising, because he's taken absolute blinders in recent memory, even during the World Cup.
Yes.
I think his glove work,
Sri Lanka game,
his glove work was, you couldn't question it, whether it be his catching, whether it be his overall keeping, tactical calls as well. There were a couple of DRSs, I remember, he pretty much ensured, and this was as regulation as they come. Sat up nice and easy. Bumrah celebrating before he's even caught it, and then is disappointed. Bit of a bad catch. Clanger. Absolute clanger.
Yeah. Bumrah did get the 6 eventually. Could have been, 7 for him. The way he's bowled, deserved it. But I will not be critical of KL Rahul. I know a lot of comments might come in terms of this is what happens if you play a makeshift keeper. But I think he's genuinely been good with his glove. And if you look at the Indian just fielding setup, this is the first drop chance of this test match.
True.
They've held on to everything that they got, and it's only human. I mean, if you drop 3-4 catches in an innings, then I guess it's a cause for worry. But one drop catch in 2 innings, it could possibly happen to any other team. In fact, if you look at it at an average, must be happening to every other team. I can't think of a single team that will go without dropping a catch.
Pakistan do it every first ball of the innings.
No, but
these
then
days.
Pakistan
Well,
is not
Pakistan is
counted
not the
in those.
gold standard.
I'm talking about the gold standard that maybe New Zealand, South Africa, Australia set. I'm sure there will be a drop catch or 2. So on that front, it happens. I think you've got to take it as part of the game. It was an easy catch, no denying that. And maybe you felt that because it was such a regulation easy catch, sometimes you become a bit complacent, yeah. And that is what may have happened with KL Rahul. That's exactly what happened. And then, that disappointment, and then he goes on to get 100. I think that also freed him a bit, like allowed him then to play his shot, because when you have that situation. No, but they were earlier.
Yeah.
But I think as soon as this drop catch happens, he just changed gears. And he, because I think the mindset then comes into a batter that, oh, now I'm living on borrowed time as such. I would have been out, but now, okay, whatever comes is a bonus. So he batted like that, and what a bonus.
Then India threw him another bonus by bringing on Prasidh Krishna.
73, he went to 93 in no time, then took that single, 94, got over boundary, 98, another boundary, 102.
So actually he came in double quick time.
So yeah.
It did.
And that Prasidh over, I think, was the release point. He saw him and said no. He targeted 2 of his short balls, made Prasidh bowl full. Yeah, that's actually very clever
smart,
batting.
By the way, very, very smart. The short ones were not properly shot. They were between short and good. So yeah, came very nicely onto the bat. Smacked for 6 and a 4 then. And then he just shuffles, plays one down the ground on the leg side, just flicks it the other again.
Clears the infield.
Toyed with Prasidh Krishna, yeah.
I mean, Markram's performance today, the one good thing about Markram, even if as an opposition, or even if I'm an Indian supporter, the only good thing about Markram is when he bats long, even though he dents the opposition's chances of winning, the good thing even for the opposition is how aesthetically good he looks while batting. So even if I'm an Indian fan, I don't mind Markram batting because I'm getting to see some top-notch, high-quality strokes.
Stroke making.
It's not. I mean, don't want to demean him or but it's not something that you get that sort of gratification when an Elgar is batting.
Or
they'll get runs, but it's not as pleasing to the eye. So if you're a connoisseur of the game, if you like the game, Aiden Markram, the longer he bats, the more fun, pleasing to the eye it is. Because boy, he looks good. Wow.
And see, a knock like this shows you that there is a test batter in there somewhere. I mean,
of course, yeah.
His test numbers aren't great. They're not bad either, but they're not great. Again, for a player of his caliber, you expect better than a 38 average.
Yeah, because I tell you why. Because, usually players who don't do well in test cricket, there is a deficiency in their technique that you can see. And you can say that, this is that weakness. Reason. But I think with Markram, it's been lack of application rather than technique.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with his technique.
If you look at him, he looks like a proper test batter. Yeah. He does. So there's nothing to suggest that he should not be successful. The only thing is probably maybe that mental adjustment that you need, that patience that you need to bat on for long in test matches, maybe that is what is lacking. Technically, I don't
There's
see
no
anything.
deficiency.
Yeah.
In fact, him and of course Klaasen is barely a red ball player, but both of them are known for what? Being able to smack spinners. With Markram, and despite that, with Markram, he's never found wanting against pace bowling. Yeah. You can't say that he's found wanting against, say, swinging bowling or bounce to forget about it. Not happening. So there's nothing wrong. It's just application. And again, his record isn't terrible. Again, 38 average might seem bad. He's also got 10 half centuries and now 7 centuries. So there is a test batter in there.
But you got to take the averages of South African batters with a pinch of salt, because the majority of the cricket they play at home, 50%, and you can't really have an average
of like 45, 50.
If you're playing on pitches, not all pitches are going to be like the one that we're seeing in Cape Town, but majority of those pitches are like that, where you get 3-day, at best 4-day test matches.
Or even say Centurion, what it was last time. Even that wasn't the easiest pitch to bat on. I mean, it was better than this, but still not easy. So 38 average probably isn't terrible by those standards.
Is that the performance of the match in a game where you've got two bowlers taking a 6 for? Siraj in the first innings, Bumrah in the second innings, both outstanding. is Markram's performance the performance of the match, or is Bumrah's because it came in the second innings, or Siraj because he set the pace of the match?
I'd go with Siraj still, but again, as far as batting performances, he's head and shoulders above anyone.
No, I'm asking overall.
No, I'd still go with Siraj.
Siraj, he set up the match. He ensured that this goes only into second day and nothing beyond that.
And put it this way, if South Africa get 120 in that first innings and the match stays like this, instead of 79, you're chasing 120 odd. Then forget about it. Then you're not winning this test.
Yeah, but I'm tempted to go to Markram. I'll tell you why. Because it's a test match of bowlers. So, because there are two bowlers now who've got 6 for.
And there's only one who got 100.
Yeah. And the next best score is the 40 odd that Virat Kohli got.
Yeah.
And in their batting lineup, the next best is 12 runs. So, see the difference is what I'm saying. And this is a match where Lungi Engidi also got 3 wickets in 1 over. So, it's a good match to be a fast bowler. Again, not taking credit away from either Siraj or Bumrah, whoever else, they bowled well. But I'm saying that there are multiple players that are being able to do that, which is a clear indication that, it is, not just in terms of wickets, but to the naked eye also you can see that it's not a pitch that's easy for batting, and it's a pitch where you would want to be a fast bowler. Clearly, you can see that. And that's not changed, by the way. It's going to be very crucial. The nature of the pitch really hasn't changed. It's not really become a flat pitch. And that's going to be crucial because India come out to bat. That we'll talk about. But if I'm picking a player of the match so far, I'm going with Markram because he's, in the skill that he's showing, he's head and shoulders above everyone else. Whereas in bowling, you've got a few. It's the opposite of what I would do in a match where everyone's got hundreds. There are 300s in each innings of a test match. That test match will never get over, but assuming there is, then if there's a bowler's got a 5-for,
then that bowler is undoubtedly the performer.
Yeah, like on a dead as a dodo sort of a pitch.
Ahmedabad 2023.
A fast bowler takes a 5-for. I'll be tempted to go with him rather than a centurion. That's the only logic I have. But having said that, and I think that's a debate we'll have once the game is done, the player of the match very well may go to the player whose team wins.
Yeah.
Good chance, because let's say if India wins, there's nothing wrong. There'll be nothing wrong that Markram still gets it if India win. I don't think there'll be too many eyebrows raised.
Yeah.
But it just would seem like that if India win, one of the fast bowlers.
Then a Siraj Bumrah, one of them.
Siraj still, I think.
Just about edges it.
Yeah.
Because of that first innings.
First innings, and again, you started this test match thinking there's runs on offer. And whatever you made of the pitch and all, and it was all set up so nicely because of that opening burst from Siraj. 9 overs, 3 maidens, 15 for 6. So I think you pretty much knew that this test match isn't going the distance and everything. He set the tone up for the match.
But I'm 100% sure if South Africa win it, then it's...
Then it has to be Aiden Markram.
Then it has to be Markram.
No two ways about it.
Though if South Africa win it...
Then lots of questions.
No. If South Africa win it, there is going to be a South African bowler that will come to the party. So there would still be a match-winning performance coming up.
Let's say a first innings in performance where you saw 3 wickets from the 3 pacers.
Could be, but so it could also be a 7-4
from Nandre Burger.
Could be.
And if I'm putting money on anyone, then it's Nandre Burger in these conditions.
And add to it the first inning wickets.
Left-hander troubling India.
If 7 wickets here, add to it the first inning wickets. So if that was to happen,
that's a 10 for.
But tell me, because I also saw some chatter. So what do you make of the pitch? It's day 2. A lot of talk yesterday about how the pitch is. We've seen it how it played today.
We've heard from Dean Elgar and Ashwell Prince, not just captain and batting coach, but also 2 people who happen to be from Cape Town. Played significant amount of cricket there, both of them were baffled. Dean Elgar said, I've never seen a pitch in Newlands where it gets faster as the day goes on. That was his assessment of it. He said it became quicker as the day went on. Never seen a pitch like that. Ashwell Prince, again, he said normally, it does happen that you can bowl out one, set of batsmen on a day. He's saying we've done it in India to India. If you've lost 20 wickets in a day, then you're asking questions about the pitch.
Yeah, and my opinion also does not change in the pitch. It is no better. As I said, you trust your naked eye rather than the scoreboard. And if you've seen the first session, It's impossible to bat out there. As you saw from the very first over that Jasprit Bumrah started bowling, most batters were sitting ducks. Now, some might say, oh, look at it. If you apply yourself, you can get 100 like Markram has got. Hello, that's the reason we are saying it. It's a once in a lifetime knock. Because despite the condition, which is almost unplayable as things stand right now, you had a batter who's got 100 plus. So, I mean, this is a freak sort of a knock that he has played, which is why it'll be one of the finest hundreds that you've seen in South Africa, because of the conditions of not just overall South African conditions, but the exact condition that you've got here in this particular test match. So that does not change anything about the pitch. And I go back to the point that if you are going to be assessing this pitch, which the ICC will at the end of the test match, I would want them to have the same yardsticks and the same measuring tools which they did for Indore, where they said uneven bounce and not contest. Even contest between bat and ball. That's existed here also. No even. What Markram has, by the way, also Markram, if you saw, wasn't always in control of his knock.
Oh no, he rode his luck for sure.
Yeah, definitely that first half hour, there were a few nicks that didn't actually reach the slip cordon. So he's actually a little bit lucky, and truth be told, on such tracks you need a bit of luck to get to the 3-digit mark.
Yeah.
You need a bit of luck to get a half century.
Yeah, even a half century you need some serious luck over there. He was beaten countless times in fact in that first half hour. But I think my opinion doesn't change either from what we were discussing yesterday. I'd say that it's a below average. It's still not. I don't see uneven bounce. Today also I didn't see any uneven bounce. I don't remember a ball staying.
No, but we explained yesterday.
There was some that was staying low.
Uneven bounce does not always mean like it's staying very low, which few did. But I'm saying the ones that from a good length come here and one shoot, that's also uneven bounce.
And by the way, it was so bad that apparently from one end it was consistently staying low and the other end it was shooting. So it's
Bumrah changes end by.
But again, I will look at the nature of dismissals today. South African batters, I don't see the pitch playing a huge role over here in let's say the dismissal of a Virena or a Jansen or a Bedingham.
Jansen all threw their wickets away.
Exactly.
Let's be very frank.
So
terrible shots.
That takes me to a very interesting point, by the way, because remember we started our program. I just thought we started our program discussing the blunder that Rohit Sharma made of not having Siraj. And I was saying that mostly whenever we criticize something, I also try and look at the other reason as to what could have been the logic. Because a captain is not just going to wake up, I don't want to bowl Siraj. It's never like that, right? He must have. And we try and think. Because we are discussing this, could that logic have been that because of that one area where you're getting the ball, where it's shooting, I don't think Bumrah was bowling from that end earlier. Is it possible that Bumrah and Siraj was?
So they used Prasidh as basically the bowler to change.
No, or Mukesh, whatever. So what they have done is
bowled for so long, no?
Because you could only bowl either Bumrah or Siraj at one point.
From one end you were
that end. It is possible because Bumrah, I know, changed his end. It's not the end that he was bowling from yesterday. Today he may, because he is your number one bowler, gets that option to bowl from that end.
Interesting.
Gets that option to bowl from that end. And so then Siraj has to wait for a time when Bumrah finishes his spell and then he can come on from that end.
Could be. That's a very interesting.
I'm not saying that justifies it. I would still as a captain say no, Siraj is my number one bowler. Not number one as in form right now. Number one is Bumrah, but he's the guy in form. And so get him to bowl from the other end. Even from the other end, he could pick up wickets.
Exactly. The only counter to that theory being because it worked out in the first innings. First innings also he was bowling from the other end, right? And he still got those 6 wickets.
No, he bowled from I think that end. So see, first innings, I think Bumrah was bowling from
the end where Mukesh was bowling.
Yeah.
And Siraj was bowling.
Siraj was from that. And I know Bumrah's end has changed to this one in this innings. So is it a possibility that Siraj also wanted to bowl from that end? Because he picked up 6 from there.
From that end, correct.
So you have then can only bowl one at one point.
The only detailed study too, because looking at the way that the South African bowlers also bowled, let's say in that first innings, 3 wickets apiece for all 3 of them. So again, they were all.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that wickets can only come from one end. Definitely not. Which is why I'm saying that Rohit, even if this has happened, Rohit should still have trusted Siraj to bowl from the other end. He could have still picked up wickets. I'm not saying that. But is it a possibility? Because you look at reasons, why a decision has been made. There had to be a reason. It's not that, as I said, Rohit just wakes up one day and says, okay, आज मेरा दिमाग कह रहा है कि
Or it's gut feeling.
Siraj should not. It can't be that. There had to be a logic after which they decided. Then they had two options. Either to go with this, where also make Siraj wait to come from that end, or said no, Siraj, this innings let Jasprit bowl from there. You bowl a few overs from here, maybe you will still pick up wickets. If it does not happen, we'll see.
Then we'll see.
I don't know, but I now have a feeling, because I'm looking at that end, because there has been no point where both Siraj and Bumrah bowling together.
In tandem, I don't think.
Because today Siraj bowled one over, right? And
then you got 3 done from, there was Mukesh
and then Siraj again waited for it to come back.
He waited.
But I'll just check that out as into exact ends what they bowled from both innings. I think that this could be the only explanation that I can think of right now, top of my head. This needs a bit more research and for us to figure out, because if even this is not the reason, then I go back.
None.
There's no reason why Siraj won't have been bowling. Still not saying that if this is the reason, it's justified. But I'm just saying that we're trying to look for reasons why that could have happened. Anyway, coming back to the main point, the $1 million question.
Can we do it?
Unasi. Are we reaching Unasi?
Well, we should. In not just an ideal or utopian world, in every world we should be getting there. Yeah, there is no way.
This is a tough world.
It is.
It's not a utopian world. It's a tough world.
In every world, parallel universe, galaxy, constellation, whatever, you have to be getting it. You huff and puff your way through. That's fine. This track still got juice in it. It's not an easy track to bat on, and you will lose some wickets on the way. All of that is fine. But you have to get there. You take the entire day, you take whatever, you want to bat with leisure, you want to bat
entire day, so if you go with that
whatever you want to do. I'm saying you want to take blows, you want to not take blows, you want to leave every ball, you want to duck to every ball, do everything that you possibly can.
If you duck to every ball, you're getting no runs.
So whatever, some will bounce off and go for buys, na?
No, I think, barring another 153 for 4 to 153 all out, you're winning this. It needs something absolutely freakish from South Africa. If it were 120, 130, I'd still say you could set the cat among the pigeons. 79, no, you'll need some absolutely either inspired bowling or shambolic batting. Not ruling either out, because this pitch does have something.
I don't want to sound like a cynic, but this is...
Don't go left field.
43 more than 36. No, what I'm saying, it's happened.
It has happened. That's what I'm saying. You need something like that. And again, not ruling it out.
43 more than 36. I'm not trying to troll. But again, just being cautious, just looking at all sides and angles of a story, as a good journalist should. Explore all angles.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not ruling it out. Because again, there's enough history in recent memory. I mean, even in
what percentage chances are you giving?
60-40.
60-40.
Yeah. Because you lose a few wickets. Trust me, you're going to lose a few wickets. Your batting isn't that deep. Your tailenders can't hang around. So you can get the jitters. That being said, I'm still giving them a chance. Or the better chance, let's say.
60-40, okay.
I'd go 70-30.
Maybe that's surprised.
Anything under this thing. But yeah, 70. You see, it's not like South Africa have no absolute hope over here. If they have to have that over, the kind of over that they got from Lungisani in Gidi, right towards the end where he got 3 wickets, 2 of which were Jadeja and KL Rahul. If they were to have that over right up top, then that changes very quickly. But still, I'm saying psychologically going into it, if you're chasing just that total, you have to be getting there.
Since this has been my lucky test match in terms of prediction, in fact, the other one I made yesterday that it should finish between lunch and tea, that will happen.
That's also,
that will happen either ways, where either India all out or they chase. So that is also going to happen. So I'm going 85-15 in favor of India.
Thank God for that.
85% chance I'm giving India.
Good. I'm happy.
60-40 says Shivam. Who are you scared of, Shivam? Who's the bowler? Who's going to do Rabada? वो तो है यार. I will never forget 81 which was in Barbados, West Indies. I have memories of watching that match. So if that can happen, anything can happen. This is similar to that, similar sort of a target to that. So let's see. Okay, let's see what subscribers are saying, Shivam, if you're kind enough, let's go, because the learned public also knows a lot and sometimes help us see angles that we also tend to miss. Let's go. What is our folks got for us?
Come on, internet, let's go.
Okay.
Any
No, start with anything.
supers?
No, let's start. Why only supers? Yeah, what is this? Okay, GGK says Rohit becomes the first Indian captain to breach Cape Town and only second to draw a test series in South Africa.
He's called it already.
Yeah,
No, to be fair, I understand his confidence. He was calling it before the test match started.
Janaki Raman?
No, GGK.
GGK, okay.
The comment of the day might go to Janaki Raman, who says India needs 79 runs to win with 4 wickets in hand. Good one, Janaki. Nicely done.
We should pin that.
Nicely done. So who are the 4 that he's talking about? Virat Kohli, for sure.
Rohit.
KL Rahul. I'm just going in order. KL Rahul.
He's discounting Yashasvi also.
So now there could be a debate.
Who's the 4th? Shubman, Shreyas?
Who's the 3rd and 4th? 3rd is Rohit.
I'll go with
okay. So Rohit, Virat, and
KL.
Okay, 3.
Your top 3.
Now the debate is between Shreyas, Jaiswal, and Iyer. Oh, sorry, Gill. Tough question.
Picking between
Very
those 3.
tough question.
On current
Janaki,
form,
got us thinking.
On current form, you can really take anyone there, and there's pros and cons. There's no straightforward answer. None.
I am no. Let's pick one. Yeah. If you have to work within the framework of what Janaki has said,
then
that
Gill.
India have to chase 79 with only 4 wickets in hand. 3 we've zeroed down, which is the common consensus.
Then Gill.
Of Virat, Rohit, and KL. So now between Shreyas, Gill, and Yashasvi, who are you picking?
Gill. Because you got a 30 odd in the last inning, so
Gill.
there's still something there. Something for me to work with.
Tough choice.
Admittedly.
I'll go with Gill as well. Also, he knows what it is to play such knocks, given that he's done something like this before in Australia.
And 91.
So yeah, Gill.
I would also actually go with Gill out of all these. But if I had to, just because you guys have chosen Gill and I had to go for another option, I'd go with Yashasvi maybe.
A counter-attack.
Yeah, young kid, new ball, just...
If there was
Slam a
something
quick fire
outlandish
20.
I could wish for, of these 79 odd runs, I wish he scores 50 of them. And
Unless Janaki went Ravindra Jadeja. none of the ones that we're talking about.
I doubt.
See, that what you're talking about only happens if he's playing in pink and against KKR. Did happen.
Yeah. Fastest 50.
Yeah.
13 balls.
Okay, good question. Let's go, or a comment rather. Okay, Akash Bhardwaj says, guys, in your all-time Test 11 for India, will you pick Jasprit or Shami?
Jasprit.
Good point. I'll also go Jasprit.
Impact is too impossible to ignore, especially abroad where you've always struggled.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jasprit too.
Let's see.
The first inning, but though Jasprit Bumrah did very well second inning, but Shami in second innings is next level.
As they say.
Nightmare.
There used to be the soap opera, na? Jassi koi nahi.
Or second inning Shami.
Then Lala ka Kamal.
Lala in second innings is dangerous. Good question, Akash. But it's a unanimous vote for Jassi Jaise Koi Nahi. Sai Krushi says, if Siraj and Bumrah's spell is seen out by South Africa, then Mukesh and Prasidh in tandem would be a huge drop-off. So Mukesh might have started so that either Bumrah or Siraj keeps bowling from the other end. Sai, I thought about that. Good point. I thought about that you want to keep pressure. But see, that's when you're going, the only difference with that is, I thought about that thing, is when you're going for the longer haul. When you're going for a long test match, where you know it's a 300 sort of a pitch and you're going to be playing for long, then you employ such tactics where you keep pressure on one end, because you are expected to bowl 80 overs in a day, and in 80 overs a day it's not a sprint that I'll put everything in my first 10-15 overs and then slack off for the remaining 60. It cannot. But when you know that there is no way you're bowling 80 overs, it's a 25 over innings so far in this test match, then there is no logic for doing this, which you do in other test matches. Then it is a 5-over burst. If it's at the start, so be it. It will finish off the game.
Also, this becomes a defensive approach then.
Yeah.
At this point, given the kind of support that you're getting from the pitch, you want to just cap it off immediately. Kill the game right there.
Absolutely. This can't. I mean, I thought about it, Sai, but not in this test match in these conditions. Somewhere else, maybe, yeah.
Is the action about to begin?
Yeah. So we're 2-3 minutes away from the action.
No, but lots of questions. Let's go. Okay.
Ashish Dhar.
What's he saying?
He says, for how many overs will there be effect of the roller? India should score at least 40 to 50 runs till the time that the roller effect finishes. If India can't win this one, let them not play test cricket.
So the last point well taken, I think all of us agree. Though again, as I'm saying, we are saying this is test cricket, these are tough conditions, but for a test match player, they have to be used to it. But these are, I think, exceptionally different conditions. Not the typical. In Centurion was the typical South African test conditions, and there a batting failure, I think, needed to be criticized. But here, there is that extra bit in the pitch which you don't see normally, which is why batters are falling like 9 pins across both teams, across the 4 innings, barring a Markram, which also we discussed at length has been a bit freakish. So it's not going to be that easy. The 79 is tough. We need to keep that in mind. But as far as the roller question is concerned, I thought that the roller would have helped South Africa too, because they got one at the start of the day, and I thought that their game plan would have been get those quick runs first up with both Bedingham and Markram on crease, because from there on you'll start losing. But that wasn't the case. It was tough to begin with, so I don't think the roller is having that kind of effect, which is why I'm saying it's an unusual pitch. It's not having the same kind of effects that you get with a normal run-of-the-mill sort of pitch. Well, if you use a heavy roller, the first half hour, 40 minutes are very good for you to bat. It didn't happen for South Africa. So I do not see it happening for even the Indian team when they come out. It's going to be playing with fire right from the word go. Tough conditions they're going to be. Okay, Piyush Nandre says lowest score defended is 85 runs. South Africa would have to break a 141-year-old record of defending lowest score. In recent times, India defended 104 in Mumbai, where Bhajju took 5 wickets.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this was to happen, it'll be a record. As this test match has already seen, plenty of records.
Plenty of records being tumbled. Yeah.
Okay, let's take Pranav Puri's question.
Fit Monk says, dear Prasid, thanks for the memories.
We're sacking him?
Harsh. No.
It's a tough lesson. Just as your batters are learning, test cricket is not easy, so is Prasid Krishna.
But to answer Pranav Puri's question, I think...
What is his question for us?
The question is that what should be the approach whilst chasing for India? I don't think you need to try and do anything out of the ordinary.
No, I think he may mean, do you play counter-attacking or do you play the conservative test match batting?
I'd say play the way that Rohit Sharma was playing in the first innings. You see, he was very calculated in terms of his stroke play, very soft if the ball was pitched, short, and he didn't shy away from, putting in those drives as well when the ball was over pitched. So go with that, punish only the odd ball. If the bowling shot, soft hands, try to leave and just be safe.
I'd want them to play the typical test match conservative approach. Go for it. Fight it out. Don't be foolish because in an effort to get that boundary or two, you lose your wicket. Stay the whole day, you have the entire time. And also it's an opportunity for you to get, show your test match credentials and show that in tough conditions you're ready to fight on. That's a different skill. Just as we praise somebody playing a scoop shot because it's a skill which T20 batters do. I think, shouldering arms, leaving good balls, short balls, not being tempted to go for a drive is also a skill. Let me see that temperament and skill. So I'd be tempted for them. I'd tell them, do that. Don't worry. Don't be in this hurry that, that one ball will have my name on it. So let me just keep attacking. No, don't do that. You're in a good position. It's South Africa that needs to push the issue right now, because they have to get you out at 79. You're the odds-on favourite right now. You just have to do regular things to win. They have to do something exceptional to win the game, to get a team outside within 79. And for them to do that thing exceptional, don't contribute by playing a few rash stroke.
You don't give them hope, basically.
Yeah.
Don't, if you give them 2 quick wickets, then suddenly they
Let
tail
them
us.
play 5. Look at that first ball for 4, but don't do that. This approach scares me.
It does.
This approach scares me.
But this one
No,
called
this
for
approach.
the
No,
treatment.
don't. See, that's what I'm saying. This approach scares me. No.
He was in control and
Yeah, but looks good when it comes off. There'll be another one that
if
takes the
we had
top
to-
edge.
if-
That takes the
exactly.
top edge. If I am South Africa, I'd be happy with this. I'd be happy. Because you get 1-4, maybe you get another one, third one will top edge.
good.
Yeah. Whereas if you stand there, don't score a single run in 5 overs, I'm panicking. See this, gone.
Drop.
See, I'm telling you, this is the approach.
Can't be doing this. It's not
This
a
is the
T20
bad
game.
approach.
Dropped.
This
Can't
is the
be
bad
doing that.
approach. I'm not liking this approach. Not happy. I'm going to reverse my 85-15 now.
But not everyone could play this one.
I hope so. I just hope, because if everyone's going to play the way he is playing. No.
No.
See, that's what I'm saying.
only a draw.
You're going to go.
Felt
You're contributing to them. For them to win this test match, an exceptional performance is needed. So let them force the issue. You don't do nothing.
Oh, yeah, again.
Living
but this-
dangerously at the moment.
Very dangerous.
Anyway.
At least that was a little more controlled.
Anyway. Emmanuel Xavier says if India win, they will become the first Asian team to win a
Correct.
Newlands.
Never happened.
Anyhow,
If not the final frontier, they would have breached the fortress.
They would have breached one fortress.
Okay. on that
71
note.
remaining as we speak.
79.
71.
No. When 79 is done, we'll come. Now 71.
Okay, gents and ladies. Bye bye. We'll see you.
Take care. See you right after the game is done. Maybe in
And a half maybe.
Hour and a half seems likely.
Okay.
Not that many.
Bye. See you.